right, guys, the movie club is back, and we're here to talk about The Old Guard. It's new on Netflix, and it is a straight hit. It's got all the girl power you're ever going to need, so I'm going to let the ladies start this thing off. Ready, go.
Okay, so I'm going to take this one.
Boom.
So, going into this, out of all the reviews that we've done, this is the one I've been the most excited about. This is the one that's been most up my alley, kind of like sci-fi, just action-packed, immortals, magic, all the things. I was here for it. And let me say, it did not let me down whatsoever. I loved the diversity in all of the characters as far as casting ethnicity-wise, and also the personalities between everyone. Everyone was just such a strong character in their own sense, and they were so very, very different from one another. And the storyline was really cool. And the one thing I didn't love was our little arc with Charlize that I just think came to be a little predictable for me. Going into the movie, when they revealed the fact about the Immortals, I was like, yeah, well, that's gonna happen. Who's it gonna be? Sort of thing. But that's how I felt.
Totally.
I agree with Shannon. The only difference is I had no idea what this movie was about when we chose it. I had heard about it, but no idea about the story. With that being said, anything dealing with supernatural, anything dealing with mythology, I am all in. So after that first battle scene where the Immortals were revealed, you have my full attention. So I loved it. I think it was a different take on immortality, in the sense that it wasn't very it didn't feel like I'm watching magic, or it didn't feel like I'm watching a fantasy or super sci-fi. It felt like they were almost more human, and their relationships were very well went into, and they felt very human and very real to me. So I like the different take on immortality.
Totally.
No, definitely. And then at the end of the film, you saw that it was a Gina Prince-Bythewood film. I'm like, I knew I was going to love this film, because I went in the same way. I had no idea what this film was about. I read the description. I said, Immortals. All right, whatever. I'm about to just watch it. And it blew me away. I loved all of the casting. I loved all of the acting. I even loved the soundtrack. I knew there was some soul attached to it. When they were fighting, and then she was kind of bleeding, and oh snap, she's really bleeding. And then I think it was one of those R&B hits that came on, something that BT would play. And I'm like, ooh, I like that.
Right.
It was a whole vibe throughout the whole movie. So
see, I'm with you on that, but I think that this wasn't, although Gina Prince-Bythewood wrote on Cloak and Dagger, I don't really feel like this is her normal thing, because she's most notable for Love and Basketball, and then she did Beyond the Lights. So then for this to be something she directed, but she didn't write, so I kind of understand. But yeah, I thought this was interesting. I thought this was a step out for her from my personal relationship with her projects. I thought it was really cool. You can't go wrong with action. I thought that the action was really good. I just enjoyed the leader that Andy, or Charlize Theron's character, played. And I also, and kind of what Jai was saying, I love the humanality of their immortality. Because if you think about it, if you can't die and at some point you're kind of over it, I could imagine that to be a torture type of situation where you just can't die. And I think that's what pushed some of the action of the other characters toward the end of the film. So overall, I really enjoyed it. I would definitely watch it again. I would tell some other people to watch it. I think the way that Nile comes into her own at the end of the film, I thought that was really cool. And again, there's nothing better than a good sequel setup. You know what I mean? When you're look, if this goes well, we done left it all here to make another one. So I think without a doubt, this will get a second film. And yeah, I thought it was really well done. And Netflix is really coming along in terms of making theater quality films that you can watch in your house. And I think that is going to equal big trouble for Edwards and iPix and AMC's alike.
Yeah.
One of the other things that I really loved, like you said, for the sequel setup and everything, I thought the movie was over before they did the flash forward, and I was perfectly happy with the way that ended. Mm-hmm. And then it did the flash forward, and I was just like, oh, well, this is nice too.
Right.
Okay, I'm excited.
What are we rating this film? Out of 5.
I'm giving it a 4.8.
Oh.
I really loved it. I loved it. I
Yeah,
want to watch it with my family. I loved every action scene. I loved the CGI. I thought it was pretty cool. Even like y'all were talking earlier about the foot. Look, I'm tripping off the foot.
Right.
It was cool. Like it was cool. And maybe a 4.7, 4.8.
Yeah, what you got?
I'm gonna give it like a 4.6, 4.7. I really enjoyed it. Yeah, it was a really good movie.
Shannon Jr.
I'm gonna say 4.75 because it's one of the best things I've watched during quarantine.
Okay, I'm not gonna be a prisoner of the moment. I'm just gonna give you the straight up 4. 4 out of 5 ain't bad. I thought it was really great action. I believed it all. I thought it had complexities in the story. I thought it went up and down. I hate that type of villain because it's just kind of like, who is this Poindexter? Shoot him and let's be done with this movie. But yeah, overall, I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5, and I absolutely would recommend it. This has been the Movie Club's review of The Old Guard on Netflix. Go check it out right now and tell us what you guys think. If you've already seen it, let us know how you feel about it in the comments.